welcome to the TMC Newsroom. Thanks for watching us today. My name is Rich Tarani. This week we are in Boston, Massachusetts, and we are speaking with leaders in the technology space here in New England. And on our program today is Dale Calder. He is the founder and CEO of Exida. Dale, how are you?
Nice to meet you. Very well. Glad to talk with everybody today.
Well, likewise. Thanks for being here and meeting the team and being on camera with us. I thought the logical place to start would be at the beginning and just telling us about your company.
Well, Exida's, I think probably the most interesting company on the planet today, but maybe I'm a little biased. We kind of are really the engine behind something called M2M. So if you kind of look around the world you interact with every day, you see machines, you see devices, you see products of all shapes and sizes. And what's happening in the market is those things are getting connected. And what Exida is a cloud-based system that actually listens to all those machines and devices and turns them into business action and powers applications and effectively helps people do their jobs better, quicker, faster.
Fantastic. So M2M is an area that TMC has been focusing more and more on, and we found that our readers are more and more interested. We have a conference in the space, and we're seeing interest there. I mean, it's amazing to me in the last 2 or 3 years how that market has started to mature, but at the same time seems under the radar to some degree. And I'm wondering, why do you think it's beginning to grow, and why do you think that we're beginning to see money being spent and made in the market?
Well, I think it's its days under the radar are probably almost gone. Right now they're putting about 35 million modems or modules into products a year, growing at over 30%, and there's a lot of people that predict a large hockey stick to happen within 2 years on that volumes. Some of the companies in the market, one in particular, Ericsson, has predicted 50 billion units under management, machines and devices talking. And when you look at 50 billion, you have to put that against the context of the cell phones on the planet today, maybe around 5 billion. So what we're seeing is an order of magnitude opportunity that's larger than probably one of the biggest technology shifts in the industry
Sure.
in the past 10 years. And that's what's really got everyone's attention. Every major carrier now has formed M2M groups. The data plans are aligned to it, and it's really starting to take off.
That's excellent. So in terms of things that improve corporate productivity and people's lives, I wanted to be broad with this question. Give me some of the things that you're seeing, how M2M is changing the world for the better. And you can pick whatever areas are improving.
Well, we kind of look at it in a very broad swath. We kind of think of M2M as changing the definition of the word product. So if you think of products today, they're like little islands of like little, machines or devices doing their jobs out, but they're lonely, they're not connected, they're not, getting any of their value from far away. I think what we've seen happen over the past 4 or 5 years is a lot of products we interact with every day start to get a lot of their value from the cloud. I see you're holding an iPad today, right? This iPad has an app store. These app stores are consumed from the cloud. It has iTunes, which gets music from the cloud. And so the utility of that iPad is really part and parcel to the cloud that backs it up. And so what we see happening is we see that same type of mindset and mentality is now being driven into products of all shapes and sizes, from cars to construction equipment, to medical devices. Literally anything that has a microprocessor in it becomes a target for having cloud backing it up. And that's really, to me, the power, what's driving the trend. And that's, frankly, what Exida set itself up to be. It's our aspirations to be the cloud behind every product.
That's great. And there's obviously a massive, massive need for that because not every product can hold the infinite amount of storage that it would need and have the infinite amount of processing power, which can be tapped into fairly easily with a connection to the cloud.
Absolutely. And when you start thinking about the possibilities of, extending a product's functionality through, this massive grid of computing power called the internet, it just becomes a different world. And that's the trend we see happening. We see product managers at companies, from both big and small, waking up and saying, okay, wait a second, I need to, reimagine what my definition of my product is. It's no longer a box with buttons and knobs that someone interacts with and that's it. It's now a series of services, it's a series of interconnectivities. You know, it's a much more, let's say, rich experience.
So if I'm watching this video and I'm trying to ascertain if I can be helped by your company, can you give us some categories of organizations that you are able to assist?
Well, because we are, you know, I like to think of us as kind of the Microsoft Windows of M2M.
Okay.
So think of it as a programming platform that anyone that's building an M2M solution, which involves a product in the field connecting to a cloud, you know, that's where we sit in. And if you're doing something of that nature, whether it be in usage-based insurance or telematics or fleet or smart meter monitoring or smart buildings or, you know, any of the, frankly, thousands of other M2M categories, you know, what we can solve for you is we can provide this kind of infrastructure and platform that allows you to build that application that you're trying to create without having to buy servers, without having to worry about JEE or any of the enterprise stacks that are out there, without having to host and operate, without having to worry about scale, without having to worry about security. We take care of all those things. So we let you, you know, basically get started in a very easy way and then scale as you grow. And we take a project that could easily be millions of dollars and years of time with lots of people, and then you're just getting started. We turn it into something that could be weeks or months, and you scale frictionlessly.
Great. What's next for the company?
Well, you know, we're, as you said before when you in the introduction, you know, M2M is an exciting place. It had been kind of flying under the radar. And I think what you've seen is you've seen this groundswell of, you know, expectation and this groundswell of excitement. It's been driven, frankly, by some of these commercial products that have come out, or consumer products. And what we've seen is that underneath that, that groundswell, one of the big challenges that have existed in the market is friction. And you know, what I mean by friction is the stuff's hard, right? You know, there's a lot of work to do. You have to instrument a product to talk. You have to manage the connectivity. You have to, you know, let's say in some cases manage the billing associated with that product talking. You have to listen to everything it says. You have to watch everything it says. You have to tap people on the shoulder or businesses on the shoulder. You have to provide interfaces for, you know, hundreds of thousands of users to interact. You have to power phone apps. I mean, there's a lot to an M2M solution. And Exceda's kind of role in this is to what I'd call sandpaper out the friction. So what we're announcing is we're announcing a freemium model. So we want to eliminate really all commercial friction associated with adopting an M2M solution. And underneath that commercial friction that we're removing, that particular barrier, we're giving our customers a really pay-as-you-grow model starting at free, which, you know, as we all know, it's a good price, right? We like free things. And, but the thing that is really exciting is this isn't some cut-rate platform or solution. You know, this is a solution that's been in the market for over 10 years. You know, powers tier one solutions from companies such as GE and EMC, is used in every ATM at Bank of America. So it's really a field-proven, scalable solution that we think will help accelerate M2M as an industry.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for being on the program.
My pleasure. Enjoyed talking with everybody.